Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Everybody, welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, your favorite podcast among all the other podcasts and other forms of summer entertainment. I am back in Los Angeles, California. We were originally going to run the live episode, which we will post on Thursday, I think. I think Patreon subscribers have heard it already with Judy Gold and Dave Hill and all those great people. They got it last Thursday. I was going to post it today because we weren't supposed to be here. But through a lucky chain of events, Paul and I are in L.A. at the same time.
Yes, finally.
Finally. And we go from here. So we'll post the live one on Thursday. We'll give everybody a bonus this week.
Okay.
And then Paul and I go up to Plymouth, New Hampshire on Friday at like the
Flying Monkey Performing Arts Center.
Monkey Performing Arts Center. And then we go drop down to Beverly, Massachusetts at the Cabot Theater on Saturday for a show there. Very exciting weekend.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be rocking all week.
Cabot's famous, by the way.
Is it for what?
I think it started in the 1920s. There's a lot of super famous people in before us and after us.
The Kingston Trio is there right before us.
And Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes is doing a show.
Never heard of him.
What?
Only kidding.
That was a good one. And then
the book is still for sale. Go to Amazon. We asked you, good people, to review us on Amazon for Your Dad Stole My Rake, which is doing very well, and we're very excited. But the reviews, we don't have that many. And the more reviews we have, the better it is for the book and the better for the longevity of the book. And we begged on this podcast, if you could please write a review. And we went from 26 reviews to 28. So whoever the two of you are, thank you.
Yes.
The other 5,000 of you, come on, write a review. Just say that you're thinking about writing it. Just help a guy out.
Right.
And I'm headed up to Montreal after that for next week for the Montreal Comedy Festival for our Canadian friends. I think those shows are almost sold out, so that might be tricky to get into. But go to paulasawebsite.com and look at Paul's new special and tour dates and tompapa.com for all that other stuff. Yesterday had a crazy thing. First of all, I went up to Lake Tahoe last week. I had 2 shows. Listen to this craziness. Tuesday, I go up and I do an hour for the American Century Golf Tournament that was on NBC. You know, the celebrity golf tournament.
Yes, they mentioned you on the broadcast.
Yeah.
While Steph Curry's putting.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That was so cool. During the Steph Curry putting away, they talked about how great my show was the night before, which is great on a national broadcast on NBC. It was very cool. A lot of people sent it to me. Very cool. But as a comedy challenge, I don't know if we talked about this, but I did a show for them on Tuesday and a show for them on Saturday.
Right.
And they asked if I could do 2 totally different shows, hour-long shows.
Crazy.
And I agreed to it. And I ran into Ray Romano after the second one. And
is he playing in it?
He golfs. And he said, I said, well, you know, whenever I get offers like that, I just take it and then deal with it. Ray's like, no, you say no to that. I would have said no immediately. And he couldn't believe that I even attempted it. It was a challenge. It was a comedy challenge. On Tuesday, I'm sitting there listening up in beautiful Lake Tahoe, which is so nice. We really got to book our own dates up there.
Yeah, that's why The Godfather went up there.
God, yeah, that's right.
That's where they took a shot at his family.
That's where Fredo bought it, out on the lake. It's so the air, just the smell of the pine and that nice air is just so.
Yeah,
it's worth the price of admission. It's so great. So I got up there and I'm just sitting at this little taco stand near the hotel, just listening to my old albums. Like, what jokes am I? Because, you don't do these jokes all the time.
Yeah.
You miss all the subtlety. You miss all the little innuendos and little timing things and making an order of it and everything. So my good pal Jerry had given me the advice to... my plan was on Tuesday I'll do the old stuff, and then that way I'm freed up for Saturday, which is a bigger show,
right,
to do the act that I'm doing now. And Jerry was like, at least give yourself a little bit of a list on the stool so you know where you're going. Mm-hmm. Great advice. It's like, why make it more challenging? It's like, just to be able to get your glass of water and glance down like, oh yeah, I'm going to go into that next.
Right.
Not having that whole hour. When you do an hour of comedy, as you know, in your head is this kind of a rough outline of where you're going, or at least the stuff you want to hit, even if it's not in the straight order. And then to just have like a big mishmash of it and just be like, I'm just going to try all this stuff. It's easy to lose track and forget, like, wait, what else? What's that other bit I wanted to do? I wanted to go talk about my father or whatever it is. And so I put a list down on the stool on Tuesday.
How big were your list, though?
Small, just a very, 8-item outline.
Because you're literally like looking at it for 2 seconds.
Yes, you can't sit
so
and
it's
read
like,
it.
Whenever you try to make a list like that, it's like there's no way. And then
big Sharpie, big letters, cats and dogs,
right,
whatever it is. It's just so you can just glance down and be like, and just know, okay, I know exactly where I'm headed. And I just took my time, and it was really fun. And then did some crowd work also on Saturday, which I've been doing more of anyway, because as you're putting together all this new stuff, I probably have 45 that is like really ready to be shipped out.
Yeah.
And then another 15 of, old stuff, crowd work, kind of sketchy new stuff.
Yeah, but you have 4 actual hour-long specials, though.
Yeah, but some of it, what's so crazy? You ever listen to your old stuff?
Yeah. I mean,
it's uncomfortable.
But a lot of people do. I just heard, what was it? Oh, there's a movie about doing comedy in Asia, and it's Pete Lee and Tom Segura. And he was saying, I just bought my album on iTunes so I could listen to it and figure out what I can do here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. I've had my albums on my iPhone, but it's amazing. Just a couple years, say 4 years ago, you're a different person. You're a different person every day. Some of the jokes are so solid, and for probably other qualities, they'll last forever. Other jokes, you're like, this is no longer me. Yeah. This is not coming. This is like...
Well, you have a lot of jokes.
It's like trying to put on an old wedding suit.
Yeah.
It was like on that wedding day, it was amazing. You looked great. The pictures were great. You really were killing it. Put that suit on now, you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
It fits weird. It doesn't match your style. It doesn't match your head. It does. It's you have moved on.
Right.
And there's a lot of jokes like that, which I couldn't even listing out. Like you say, 4 hours, but I couldn't go way back.
Yeah, but you have a lot of good jokes that I've reminded you of, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's good. Or your wife has said something.
Yeah. Like
when you're in Vegas, I think she reminded you of 2 jokes that you don't do anymore.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, I don't remember that.
I know. It is, but you can only carry so much stuff in your head. And when you're carrying an act now, like the act that you have in your head now that you're doing, it's not just the jokes that you have. It's also works in progress. So you also know off of a joke that's starting to work, you want to go and do a couple other things off of it. Right. You're thinking about the order of things, what's going to go before what. You're thinking about the timing. You're thinking about what's going to close, what's going to open, about where you are in that. There's a lot going on in your head, more than just those lines. So you can't carry much more than that around with you on a day-to-day basis. You can't literally carry that and be like, I'm going to do Freaked Out. I'm going to do my special from 6 years ago.
Right, and put
it's
it on
just not in your head.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't, you can only keep so many credit card numbers and passwords in your head, and then you start writing them down.
It's true, but it is funny how I'm trying to think of when it happened. I think it was I was watching like an Eddie Murphy, I don't even know which one it was, like an HBO special. And as soon as I started watching it, I have everything memorized in my head. That his whole special, like it was just one of the ones that they ran a bazillion times, and it was like every time he started a joke, I knew what it was, and I knew the cadence and every word. I was like, wow, that's in my brain, and I can't remember my bank account number.
You can't act, but you also looked at that a lot more than your bank account number.
Right. But that felt more important to me than my bank account number, too.
For sure. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's definitely weird to, like, try and carry all of this stuff in your head. And it's not all, there's a whole bunch of other things.
But you have the, not luxury, but I guess, like, most of the time you're doing, like, an hour or a little more, except for when you're doing a TV spot or, like, the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So... But I'm constantly doing
shorter
an hour. Well, I'm doing an hour and 10, and then I'm doing 20 minutes, and then I'm doing 15. Like for that Tahiti trip, I did have to do. They wanted the 2 shows, but mine were only 45, and that was so completely clean 2 45-minute shows was like that was like a work of what am I doing? And that's when I pulled out like all the stuff like
reach
what was this? What was that?
Deep into the vault. And it is a fun exercise though, I have to say. It really is, it's fun to like have those little challenges.
Well, I used to come up with a lot more longer kind of act out bits, you know what I mean? Like, remember when you're younger and you're like, this is going to be great. And it's like 3 minutes long, and then you do get it down to like a minute. Yeah. But it's still way longer than it should be. Yeah. Those are the bits that like, oh, that's going to fill this time, or that's going to...
Oh, it's funny.
But the joke writing you can no longer like do it, like you said. It just doesn't fit right. But there's not too many of mine that are like, talking about specific things or whatever. If just talking about baseball, I'm okay.
Right. Not like in the middle of your life, like where you're at, and you're like, I have, my life in New York special is like, all stuff about my kids being little.
Yeah. Being born and stuff like that.
It's hard to like, you can't just like jump into that. But anyway, it was really fun, and Tahoe was great, and that tournament is great. And
so who did you meet?
Tim Wakefield was in the audience. Joe Theismann. Wakefield I really wanted to meet and didn't meet him.
Oh, really?
Because he was like the Yankee killer. Remember? The knuckleballer?
Yeah.
Oh, anytime the Yankees played, most of the time he was with Boston. But he was also with Seattle, I think?
No, he had that great story. He was a first baseman for the Pirates. Right. And he was like in Double-A or something and wasn't going to make it. And his coach just saw him like on the side warming up at throwing knuckleballs. Yeah. And they're like, hey, how long have you thrown that? And then they turned him into a knuckleball pitcher for like 6 months. The following opening day, he was the starting pitcher. Isn't that crazy?
For Boston.
I think he was with the Pirates first, and then by the time he got to Boston, he was like already almost 40.
He was a killer,
and was still like you don't age when you throw the knuckleball. So it's like those guys just kept getting better.
I think we've talked about this. We could train right now. Yeah, if you were able to master the knuckleball, or you could walk onto a baseball,
absolutely
Major League Baseball stage.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing that?
People just don't have... Well, it's also... I think there's 4 people in the entire world that can throw it like that good.
Yeah, but that's only because they're the only idiots to concentrate on it.
But have you seen that documentary? There's a documentary called Knuckleball.
Oh, it's so great.
And it's basically the 2 Necro brothers are the guys that taught everyone how to throw a knuckleball. So...
Let's do this. Come on, let's do it. Look... We've got my mitt on. It's here every day in the office. The last time we had a catch was when I was doing the first pitch for the Chicago Cubs. That was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We live in sunny year-round California. Let's at least see. Let's try it.
See if we can throw it?
Yes. Let's go on YouTube and see if we can learn how to throw it. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
And, it's not like the kind of pitch that you got to really, mess your arm up. You're hardly even throwing. You're just doing this weird wiffle ball thing.
But that's the whole thing is there's not a lot of difference between one that gets hit over the fence and one that...
Yeah. Oh, but man, when I'm looking it up. He was with the Pirates and then the Red Sox. And he came and went with the Red Sox a bunch.
Right. He played until he was Yankees, 46, maybe?
Yeah. But whenever he pitched, it was like, oh, no, Wakefield.
Yeah.
Because you just knew it was going to be a different game. It was just going to be this crazy...
all those guys took a day off, Rod Carew, all those pure hitter, Tony Gwynn, I think, too. They would just take the day off. It was a knuckleball pitcher because it completely screwed up their batting.
We're going to do this. I'm writing it down on my to-do list. I'm not letting this one go. We have to at least try. And then maybe we even start filming it. We go and we go interview these guys.
Yeah, we got to find a
he was in the
Necro
audience.
brother.
He knows who I am now.
Sweet.
But okay.
But Aaron
Rodgers was there.
Aaron Boone did hit the home run off of him, though. That was the famous one.
That was off Wakefield.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was there. Steph Curry was there. Just to fill you in on what we were talking about before. My friend Chris Voth from Denver texted me when I was on a plane and said, they're talking about you on NBC. So this whole golf tournament goes all week, and on Saturday and Sunday they air it, and they show the finals and stuff like that. And while Steph Curry is out on the thing putting, the announcers were in the show also, and they're talking about how hilarious I was.
Yeah.
So great to see. It's different than just hearing a compliment. Hearing a compliment while watching Steph Curry.
Well, they're filling
putting.
time.
Yeah, it's just so great to be in a sports kind of thing. It made the compliment more fun.
Yeah.
I never talk about people talking about how great I am, and they do it all the time. I'm just talking about that was pretty unique. And there were a lot. Joe Theismann, like I said, Aaron Rodgers, a whole bunch of real big guys.
I like that he didn't. I like that he didn't try to quote your bit. That's what I was worried about.
Yes, that was great.
He just said he was hysterical,
strong,
and he was up there by himself, no band, no anything.
No, that was great. Hold on 1 second. We have a call coming in. Hold on. And sorry, there was a little blip there because we had an emergency phone call. So meeting all these people, meeting all these great guys at the tournament, not meeting much, seeing they're in the audience, what have you. But one of the greatest star sightings of all time, in the lobby. I don't get starstruck very often. I've been around a lot of people that are known by a lot of the planet, and I'm unfazed. But when you are hungry, and you are in the lobby of a Lake Tahoe casino hotel, and you're wondering what to eat, and whether you should have coffee, whether you should satisfy yourself with some candy, or should I do something healthier? Maybe I should go to the gift shop and just get a bag of beef jerky or something, which I never do. The one person that's going to freeze you in your tracks, if you look over your shoulder and see the legendary golfer John Daly.
Oh, wow.
John Daly, who is legendary for smoking 2 packs a day to this day.
Drinking more Diet Coke than me.
Drinks more, 15,000 gallons of Diet Coke a week. I saw in an interview, they're like, how could you possibly drink that much Diet Coke? He's like, well, I go to McDonald's 3-4 times a day. He's like, the announcer's like, what? Well, yeah, I just, in my opinion, I've always found that McDonald's always has the best fountain drinks. What? Yeah, really, their Diet Coke is just superior over everybody else. So I go there 3 or 4 times a day. And how much do you smoke? Well, I smoke 2 packs a day. I'm still doing that, but it's about 2 packs a day. So is there any part of you that really wants to quit? No. Really? You don't want to try and quit smoking? Not even Nah, I just like it. Really, I really like it. Man.
He's the alter Tom.
He's everything we all want to be.
He parks his tour bus at Hooters.
Yep.
And just stays there the night.
Has a good time. Just lives his life on fast food. He goes, well, I don't. He's talking about your Diet Coke habit. He's like, well, I hate water. He's like, what? Yeah, I can't stand it. I hate. I never drink water, so I got to drink something. So Diet Cokes.
Well, that's definitely like an addict, like transferring. You know what I mean? Like he was. Well, that's the thing. I guess smoking is still really bad, but as opposed to like how much he was actually alcohol he was drinking, he's probably a lot safer.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big drinker for a long time. I'm sure he did some other stuff. Well, but man, he looked pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty chubby dude. And he said something like in that interview too. He's like, I'm a big guy, and the doctors, they do that height thing of what you're supposed to weigh, like 180 pounds for my height. Come on, I'm a big guy. My head's big. My body, I'm not gonna weigh 180 pounds. And it's really true. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna turn this guy into like a, skinny Jude Law? It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing is like that's when golf was like baseball pitchers.
Yes.
Like it's a natural thing that you've gotten, and for some reason you still feel like an athlete, but you're definitely not.
No.
Like Tiger Woods was the first guy that was working like out like crazy.
Yeah.
And it was probably his downfall because he's had nothing but back problems and all that kind of stuff.
No kidding. I know. There is something to that. Like the Yankees right now. Cynthia hadn't seen the Yankees in a while. And she came in when I was watching the game. And you see Judge and Stanton. It's like these guys look like they're 7-foot tall supermen.
Right. But then you see CC Sabathia.
Yeah.
And you're like, he has a natural talent of throwing a ball that can't be improved on, or the only thing it can do is diminish. So we're not going to make this guy run. We're going to treat him like veal. Anything he can do to hurt this.
Yeah, let him go. Man, he was, again, if we learned the knuckleball, we could eat whatever the hell we want. Whatever we want. What if we just have an aptitude? We don't know.
Yeah.
You're a great athlete. You have a better chance than I do.
Stuff.
You have a what? You're a basketball shooter.
But I have my hands are small though. Big hands are important for the digging into it.
Here you go. Here's a baseball.
You have to like dig into this and then push with your fingers. You should have asked him when you were there.
I know. I didn't get to meet him. He was just in the audience. And just push it.
But your fingers have to like push out while you're throwing. So it's usually guys that have those long, like those witch fingers.
We got to try. This is going to be great. We can be fat. We could be the John Daly of baseball.
Well, that's what's great about that documentary is it's all those. Who's the guy who was with the Mets? That wasn't
Duda, not Duda.
It's like initials.
D.D. Gregarious.
But he didn't get famous till he was like. Remember, he had like a Cy Young when he was like 37, and then he signed with Toronto, and he was like, they're all like 45. And they just have, like, the old man belly. And they're trying to, like, stay in shape. Remember Charlie Huff?
Yeah.
He looked like he was 90 back then.
Like a big old grandpa. R.A. Dickey.
R.A. Dickey, yeah. Is he still playing?
Phil Necro. Yeah, he's here with a Atlanta Braves hat on.
I don't know what happened to him. I know he signed, like...
The problem is he got sent around to so many different teams.
Well, what happens is if you are going to have bad games, and so people don't understand that. So they think that you're losing your touch, whereas you don't lose your touch. You just get in cold streaks and hot streaks.
It's a weird thing. You, as a manager, you just have to be like, all right, we're just going to throw it out there and see what happens tonight. And you could get bombed in the first inning, or the guy could just shut everyone down.
Yeah.
He moved so many teams. His book was entitled, this is R.A. Dickey, Wherever I Wind Up. My Quest for Truth, Authenticity, and the Perfect Knuckleball. Pretty great.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that documentary too, and it was not an easy life for him.
No.
Because he's married, and remember that he was just like packing his stuff up again and having to move because he was on a team for like a minute, and then he got traded, and it was kind of a difficult road. But it looks like he's done. It looks like
he's got to be mid-40s now, I think.
Last year is the last year of stats on him, playing for the Braves. He went to the Blue Jays.
Oh, he was playing last year?
Last year.
Well, remember both Necro brothers, I mean, they all looked like somebody's dad by the time.
Oh, they look like dads from
Phil
like
was
the
playing
60s.
with the Yankees. They both had gray hair and sideburns. And
yeah, they look like they could be on Old Timers Day. Just big old men. So anyway, it was great to see.
So who else did you meet? You had to meet.
I didn't meet that many people.
Really?
No, I didn't hang out. You know, the first time I did this gig, I went for drinks after, and that's where I met Chris Collinsworth, and became friends with him. And then a couple other people. I met Wells.
Yeah.
I had to leave at 5:45 to go back to New York from there in the morning. And so I was like, I had to manage my time. I couldn't go out drinking. So I just, I saw Ray Romano after the set. He came back and we hung out for a little while with his kids. And then I just went to bed. I couldn't really hang out and meet anybody.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll do it again. But, you know, here's something we have to consider. And, you know, I did it for a little while where if you golf, you get to go do a lot of cool things for a lot of long years. When I had my first TV show, a guy, Steve DeMarco, who runs all of these great golf events, approached me and said, "You've got to learn to golf. You've got to, we need celebrities to do this kind of stuff." And there's so many, you meet so many people, and he's right. Like I met Clint Eastwood that way. I met Tom Hanks. I met all these people that just brought me in for gigs after it, and it's really fun. There's a but at the end of all this. It's really fun. You meet a lot of great people. You get invited to a lot of free trips to go to this like American Century golf thing and play during the week. You know, you're not necessarily on the big boys thing at the end of the weekend, but you get invited to a lot of things. You meet a lot of cool people. It's fun to be a part of. You don't have to be a great golfer. Nobody really is.
No, you just have to get by.
You just got to be able to get by. It's not a stupid thing to pursue, but it's very time consuming.
Yeah, it's a colossal waste of time for most people.
Yeah, I mean that's why I haven't played in 4 years. So I don't know how I was able to do it when he did convince me to do it. I lived near a golf range, so I would sneak over and hit balls once in a while.
Right.
But you know, it's I don't know. Like even when I was busy, Lewis Black, I had a call with Lewis Black for some reason, and he was in Colorado.
He plays all the time.
He plays all the time. And I said to him, "What are you doing golfing?" He's like, "Well, I'm not supposed to enjoy my life. I got a lot of downtime." I was like, "Yeah, I guess he does. You know, he doesn't have a family. He doesn't have to. You know what I mean? I just can't see like telling my wife I've got to take another 5 hours."
Yeah.
Out of here, in addition to all my travel and writing and all the rest of it. It's tough. But colossal waste of time, yes. But would you consider it a colossal waste of time if you put in all this time and then Clint Eastwood asked you to come up and perform for his charity event and paid you some good money to do so?
No. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that being around sports and being able to make jokes about it, it's good, but I come from, like, my grandfather built a golf course, and my dad was a caddy and grew up playing, and my brother's really good. Like, he plays all the time. I'm the only one that doesn't, like, do it regularly.
Uh-huh.
And it's mostly... Well, I told you that one time when I lived... I'd moved back from California. I lived upstate for like a year before I moved to the city. Mm-hmm. And I was just doing road gigs, like at clubs, and then coming back. And my friends had a Monday night golf league, 9 holes. Mm-hmm. And we'd play like from 5 to 7:30. And that was like the perfect amount of golf.
How many holes?
Fun. 9.
That is perfect. You know what's really perfect? 12.
Yeah. Because if you're playing good, you get an extra couple.
18 is forever. I've never golfed, even when I was having a great day. I've never golfed and been like, and haven't gotten to like the 12th hole and thought, all right, I'm good. It's a long game. But yeah, to play 9.
But my dad loves it. My dad, he's at,
That's another thing.
What, your dad plays?
He started playing when I started playing.
Oh, okay.
He's not very good. He cheats all the time. He doesn't even cheat. He just tells you, I'm picking my ball up out of the sand. Give me a 4. You just got to be like, all right. And when you play with people that really golf, they get a little annoyed, but he doesn't care. He's like, I don't play golf. Come on. I'm just doing this, picking the ball out of the sand. And that's fine. But this is a reason for both of us to do it. My father would start doing it, and because when he'd come out to visit, we'd sneak out of the house and go play golf for a day. Mm-hmm. Half a day, whatever. It is a nice way to actually connect with people that you like to hang with.
Yeah.
Like if you go visit your father, rather than sit around and watch, CNN, you could go out and just bullshit with him for 5
Well, he plays
hours.
every day. Like, that's the whole thing is...
Doesn't he want you to play?
Yeah, but I think they have they have all these leagues. My mom plays now, and my mom was like, initially, I used to hear these stories because that's the other thing there's a lot of pomp and circumstance to golf.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like what shoes you gotta wear, and you gotta wear a collared shirt, and like all these kind of rules.
I love those rules.
And my mom would tell me that she only uses one club.
Yeah, that's smart too.
And that she runs the hole. Like she just runs up and hits it, and then it keeps running. I'm like, I just love to know that all these golfers are getting so mad.
That is great.
And so she plays like a little bit now, like enough that she can get by. I don't know how well, but my dad's playing like every day. So it's almost like when I come, that's his break, because that's what everyone wants to do. So we'll go to like the Yankee games or something.
Right. Yeah, I know.
But everyone
it's
also that gets into it really gets into it, and that's what I want to stop.
It becomes a different. You have one sweet golf shot. I hit a hole-in-one once with Jeff Garland.
Yeah.
We were playing at this...
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, at the Whitsett, the par 3 course.
Oh, wow.
It was a 100-foot hole, and I got a hole-in-one with Jeff.
What did he say?
It makes you come back. He's like, it's in the hole. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm telling you, we went in. We went up, and there, lo and behold, it was in.
He didn't get mad at you?
No, he was excited. And then I played another time, and I got an eagle, which is crazy,
right?
on like a par 4. Yeah, it was insane. Like, or just a sweet drive, like a drive that really connects and like really goes. It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
and it's addicting, and it makes you want to do it again. But then, people do get obsessed with it.
And you think you can figure it out, which even the greatest players in the world, Tiger Woods can't hit a ball straight now. So what makes you think that you can do it?
Old man golf. That's how you got to play.
Yeah, short and safe.
Short and safe. Just keep it straight. Boom, 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 and they just get it in 4. Those guys know what they're doing. Anyway, this is all, fantasy talk. Because you are busy, you're trying to do your podcast, and you're trying to write, and you're trying to do all this other stuff you got to do. It's very tough to sneak out. But is it? Is it really? Like, could you just carve out? Could we be like, we golf on Tuesdays, the same way we do the podcast on Tuesdays? Could we carve out a day where you're like, No, that's our day that we go golf.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is like, it's not as ingrained in, like if you lived in Phoenix or you lived in Florida, like you're within 2 blocks of a golf course probably, no matter where you are. And it's almost like ingrained in the culture. You have to go. It's only $10 today or, something like that. But it is pretty expensive, though. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's always getting new clubs.
But, the public courses aren't so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a time thing more than anything else. It's just time.
Well, we should talk to Court. Do you know Court McCown?
Oh, my God. He's amazing.
He was like a professional caddy, right?
Him and Rich Voss play. Rich Voss is amazing. I mean, Rich isn't as great as Court. Court's like...
I was going to say that's a weird pull.
Court could almost be pro. Voss is amazing.
What?
Voss is a great golfer.
Come on.
And plays all the time.
Really?
Never writes a joke. But he brings his clubs everywhere. And he does morning radio and he says, I'm going to... and he plugs the local golf place.
That's the funniest thing.
And then he goes and plays
heard.
for free. You know how much energy goes into doing a set. You go out on the road and you play golf. I did it once. I went to Phoenix when I was really starting to play. I brought my clubs with me. I was alone. I didn't even have an opening act. And I just went to the local, whatever golf place, looked it up. I was practicing putting in my room. And I went out and I met some guys and we went and played. And it was fun. It was nice. But, you're crawling to the show that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big energy dump. You can't tell me that when you're golfing all day that your show doesn't suffer.
Well, that's what I think that most of the people that do it, like, if it's your normal, like, regular thing that you like doing, then I think that's great. But if it's like, I feel like people with, Voss, let's say, probably a good part of his sobriety is, like, filling those 4 hours, right?
True.
That's why he plays.
Probably.
So that gives him something to do. Instead of you're like, I need to write my book.
Yeah.
Or, he doesn't worry about that kind of stuff.
The people that are inspiring golfers. Bill Murray. Mm-hmm. You hear that Bill Murray golfs, and I read his book on golf.
Oh, really?
It makes you want to golf.
Yeah.
He ain't writing. He's not writing.
Right.
He's going and acting once in a while. He's got a lot of downtime. If you do any profession just talking about in show business, anything that you don't have to write, you have time to play golf.
But also,
if you're writing, you don't have time to golf.
Yeah.
George Carlin didn't have time to golf.
He wrote jokes about golf, though.
Yeah.
That's the important part. Like, Bill Murray wrote the most famous movie, or was in the most famous movie about golf.
Yep.
He was a caddy when he was a kid, so it was based on that. And now, I'm sure he's never paid to play golf in his life.
And he's inspiring, and he makes it look fun. He's still a creative force in the world. And golf is a big part of his life. Mm-hmm. He's one of the guys you look at and you're like, we should be golfing.
Yeah. Did you ever see there's an ABC show with Michael J. Fox?
Welcome Back, Kotter?
No.
The Love Boat?
No, it's about being
Fantasy
happy.
Island?
Beretta? It was like one of those
Facts of Life,
like 1 hour things where he meets
The Boy in the Plastic Bubble.
9 people. That's John Travolta.
Oh, who did you say?
Michael J. Fox.
Oh, Teen Wolf.
Yes, which Court McCown was in, by the way.
What?
Yeah, he was one of the players on the team.
He was?
Yeah,
that's hilarious. That's so funny.
But Parkinson's Michael J. Fox played a round of golf with Bill Murray. And just talk to Bill Murray about being happy or why this makes him so happy. It was really good. I think it's like on YouTube, but it was great because Michael J. Fox is, he's up and down different days. Yeah. So he was trying to play, and Bill Murray just thought it was like, it was like, wow, this guy's amazing, but also it's really funny him trying to hit this. And then he hits like a whopper. And Bill Murray's like, man, you really got that one. And so it's like this really cool thing.
That's cool.
Like
Michael J. Fox, by the way, is one of the best memoirs
Oh, really?
One of the most inspiring memoirs. I think he was just realized he was ill. But it's something like Looking Up or something. Such a positive read. Like one of those, it's just one of these very positive thinking, inspiring guys. I'll look it up. Michael J. Fox memoir. Entitled Lucky Man.
Lucky Man.
It's really good. It's well written. Really fun. And he's just inspiring. So anyway, yeah. But then again, if I could backtrack on my assessment of Bill Murray not writing, he did write a book on golf.
Yeah.
So he did some writing.
Right.
I don't know.
Your whole thing is like, if you could play a round of golf with Bill Murray, you would want to be good enough that he wouldn't be like, why don't you just stay in the cart?
Yeah. You want to be able to be good enough to just hang with these guys. And my problem was when I was starting, I was a terrible golfer, and I was doing these celebrity golf things that my buddy Steve got me into, and I would show up, and I've told you this before, I would show up and they would say, and the whole thing with these celebrity golf tournaments, these businessmen pay, $1,000 to play with a celebrity for the golf tournament at this nice country club, and, you get to play a round of golf with Kevin Nealon.
Rich Voss.
That was me. Like, I walk up and they're like, who is, we kind of know who this guy is. And then they think, well, he must be a great golfer.
Right.
He's obviously not a huge movie star. He's got to be a good golfer. And then I would just hit it into the woods. And they're like, oh, my God. Like, literally off the first tee, nervous, just right into the woods, or like swinging and missing. And they're like, we paid $1,000 for this. Humbling. Very, very humbling.
Yeah. The weirdest one I ever heard was Artie Lang told me this story about how he played a round of golf with Eli Manning and Donald Trump. That was his threesome.
Oh, really? It's amazing. Donald Trump would always go play for he'd play like 4 holes.
Yeah.
How gross when he was at the NATO thing and he just kept doing stuff from his golf course in Scotland that nobody likes and won't go to. He's just out there plugging his golf course.
And they hate him. It's like the funniest thing ever how much they hate him. Have you ever seen any of the...
They really
There's
do.
like one famous guy who's like a national hero because he has this like kind of dumpy farm right on the edge and he never would sell his land.
Oh, man, he really stepped in it yesterday with Russia.
Yeah, that's
It's scary. We're like under cyber attack. Like we were kind of at war already with them. Like they're coming. They're like going to take over your electrical grid. They're going to take over your nukes. They're going to take over everything. They're assaulting. You're in war with them. And he's up there just saying, he's my best friend, and who cares what everyone in the U.S. says, including the CIA, the FBI, and I'm with this guy. It's like we're going to look back on this in like 30 years and be like, how did we not realize that they were going to just take over our country?
Well,
it's so scary.
He didn't,
but nobody else will step up and stop it. I mean,
seems like a lot of people are. Did you see the Sacha Baron Cohen thing?
I heard about
Who
it.
is America?
Yeah,
it's pretty. You should. I mean,
it's out.
Yeah, the first episode's out, and I think they even put out like a 10-minute thing. But he plays this. I don't know how he does it, man. He gets all these people. I read the one, or I saw an interview with the one guy. Basically, like he's dressed up like almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like it's almost the makeup is so bad. Like he looks good enough to get by, but then you're like, there's still something weird about this guy. And basically, I guess they told all these senators that they won an award from Israel, and they were going to give them this award because there was this like 4-year-old kid that when a school shooter came in, the 4-year-old like grabbed his pistol and shot the guy.
Right.
So they get all these senators to say like, I think that 3-year-olds should definitely be trained for guns. You know, that's why our classrooms would be a lot safer.
Oh, no.
And they just get, like, all these... And everybody's apparently in it. Like, they even get, like, Bernie Sanders, and it's, like, both sides. Just everybody kind of willing to say whatever they can for this award.
God. Is that how they got Sarah Palin?
Yeah, that's the part that...
She got...
She got duped, but did you see
was angry.
Did you see the interview with her that she did the whole like you know when you say something really funny in school and like if they call your parents in and the teacher's like he said this and she's trying to make it so that's offensive but then your parents just laugh because it's funny. Right. She's like and he even said that he couldn't go in the military because he had bone spurs in his testes. And so, like, everyone's laughing, and she's, like, not even getting that it's, like, a joke. So
that's so funny.
But that's the thing. They just get those people on, like, even us. They're like, somebody called and said, hey, we're going to give you this award, and we want to interview you on television. It's like, all right.
It's amazing that he gets them. It's amazing.
It's all ego.
Yeah, they just want to be on. They just want to be given something.
I'm supposed to do work today, but I'd rather get an award.
So yesterday, the reason I left Tahoe and went to New York was I shot the final scene of Baked.
Oh, nice.
The new Food Network show.
Was there a cliffhanger?
Labor Day. No, there wasn't a cliffhanger, but they asked if I would have one of my good friends come and be a part of this episode when in New York when we visited a donut shop. So my friend agreed to do it. So we had to go back to New York just to film him in the donut shop. Any guesses on who that man would be?
I would guess Jerry Seinfeld.
No, but of course they did ask.
Who does love donuts, by the way.
Does love donuts.
That's the one thing that doesn't fall into line with him.
Yeah.
He went to, I forget which one it was. Was it the Brian Regan one? Mm-hmm. There's new comedians of cars. They went to that Dinah's Chicken.
Right.
And on the way, they just saw one of those dumpy donut shops in the strip mall. And they're like, hey, you want a donut? And then they get a donut, and then they order 2 more donuts.
Right.
And then they end up having 4 donuts before they...
Oh, that's hilarious.
Which I thought he was joking, but I guess he really does like donuts.
Yeah, he does like everything. He cheats like everybody else. No, it was not Jerry. Another donut fan in the comedy world.
Donut person in the comedy world. Let's see. Let's go with Rich Voss.
No.
Bobby Kelly.
Robert Kelly, no. Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Your buddy Jim Gaffigan.
Nice.
Who loves all things food. So he was great. He came in, his new special's out. He's in the middle of running around promoting Noble Ape. And in the middle of all of that travel and stuff, he came and gave us an hour or two. And
oh, cool.
He was very funny.
Where'd you go?
This place called the Donut Project off Bleecker on Morton Street, which we had recorded, which we had filmed like in May. Me in the back making the donuts with them and everything.
Oh, okay.
And then when Jim decided to do it, we decided to add him to that one. Mm-hmm. So we kind of like brought him in at the end and did some funny stuff with him and everything.
I wonder if, because that's right by my buddy's place, the Saxon and Parole. Did you see that? Mm-mm. Because that's pretty close to that area.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's Bowery and Bleecker.
Oh, that's on the east side.
Oh, okay.
It was on the west side.
I see. Project.
So,
okay.
yeah, it was really fun. I had a good time. He was very funny and generous, and he's so famous.
Yeah.
Jim's really famous, which is why they wanted him on the show.
Just got to look.
I said, thank you, Jim, for putting some of your fame on my TV show. But, yeah, a lot of people, as we're filming, like stopping and, it was like a Jerry thing. Like, people really, really know him.
Right. Especially in New York, I guess.
Yeah.
Been there for a while.
So it was great. It was really cool. Had a fun time. And then got right back on a plane and came here. And a big, quick turnaround.
Couldn't do a Tom Papa stand-in for that one? Just the back of your head?
Yeah, and just do Jim
Voiceover.
and me in the back. Hello. Yeah, but that was very cool.
But that was in between Tahoe?
Yes. No, in between Tahoe and today.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday morning.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I flew to Tahoe. I flew from Tahoe and 14 hours of travel at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Got there, bunch of delays. Got there 10 o'clock at night in New York. I was back on a plane at 5 o'clock in the afternoon heading back to L.A.
Oh, okay.
So I did all that stuff during the day, voiceover segments, all this other stuff, and then right back on a plane.
Cool.
I'm a jet setter. Hey, Paul, a lot of people when they're when we go running around town and we meet people and they hear that you're a comedian, they always want to hear a joke from you, or at least they want you to make them laugh.
I don't think anybody says that, though. Do they say that?
They always say it. Like, come on, make me laugh. Do you know any jokes? You know any good jokes? And we don't usually carry those jokes in our head. Like we said earlier in today's podcast, there's only so much you can put in your head. So we don't really carry these jokes around, but we feel like it's our duty to show you why we don't carry these jokes in our heads, because they're terrible. Most of them are just terrible. So this is a segment where we like to tell our good listeners some jokes.
Or it's a way to get people to write angry emails just so we can see how many people are listening.
So many people love this segment, Paul. I don't even know what you're talking about. There have been people at my live shows that come up and they're like, tell Paul he's wrong. I love the jokes.
They love the jokes?
Love them all summer long. You want to go first?
You can go first.
All right. Did you hear about the Italian chef that died?
No.
He passed away.
That's not even the word.
Pasta.
Yeah, you said pasto.
He passed away. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up?
There's no kickstand.
Because it was too tired.
The
punny ones are the best.
Go to Bella's reaction. Right?
Bella just passed out. This is a good one. Ready for a good one that you're going to laugh at?
Okay.
Pay attention, Paul.
I am.
Where do you find a cow with no legs?
I don't know.
Right where you left it.
I'm going to Bella's reaction.
That was a good one. Right where you left it. Get it? Because it has no legs.
Right.
It's just laying there.
It's like the guy with no arms.
I saw a good movie on the plane yesterday.
What'd you see?
I haven't watched a movie on a plane in so long.
Oh, that's all I did to the Middle East.
Hostels.
Oh, the one that your buddy wrote? Or is that different?
I don't think my buddy wrote it. Something Cooper.
Oh, I thought he did one of the Hostel movies.
It was about, who's the guy who played Batman?
Michael Keaton?
No, the other one. The new one.
I don't know.
Come on, the new Batman.
Ben Affleck?
The new Batman. Christian Bale.
Oh, okay.
He played a sergeant in the military in the 1800s, and he had to bring a Native American chief to his home burial ground in Montana. Why is that funny?
That sounds like the setup to one of your jokes. Is that Big Chief no fart? Or is it those?
It was good though.
A whole 2 hours?
It was yeah.
I was in Boise, Idaho. That's where I was.
Americans?
No, I was looking for potatoes.
Oh, you find any?
No, but on my flight back, I don't know if your girls are old enough. Were they ever into the Powder Puff Girls?
Sure.
I was sitting next to Blossom.
Aren't they animated?
Yep. It was her voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But she was.
How's her career going?
Great.
Yeah?
I think she's doing. Oh, that was the other thing that happened to me. Is I did a Pepsi like NFL commercial. And the callback was like the day that I was leaving for this gig. And I was like, maybe they'll just push it or something like that. And then I ended up getting the callback, so I had to miss it. So
you missed the callback?
Well, I was away. It's noon on Saturday.
Jeez.
And
you could have been on TV.
I think it was like not a Super Bowl thing, but it was like a big thing.
Jeez.
But
I'll cheer you up with this great joke.
Okay.
How do crazy people go through the forest?
I don't know.
They take the psychopath. See? Doesn't matter that you didn't get paid. What did the traffic light say to the car?
I don't know.
Don't look. I'm about to change.
So I like doing this to like Donna Rickles jokes. So wait, now we're not even supposed to be excited that the traffic light actually speaks.
Yes.
But we're just supposed to go along with that he's got this sense of humor.
Here's one that you'll hate. You want one that's going to make you mad?
Okay.
My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. I can see your rage.
Bella loved that one.
What wife ever tells someone to stop acting like a flamingo? Why? Why would he be told stop? Why was he how was he acting like a flamingo before?
Was that like a dare to come up with a joke that ends in put your foot down? I thought you were going to do the horse thing.
Wow, that one was rough. That was really rough. The one joke, the jokes that people really don't like are the dead baby jokes.
Of course. That's normal stuff.
Yeah, nobody likes those. What's the difference between 100 dead babies and a Ferrari?
I don't know.
I don't keep a Ferrari in my garage. What?
So that's seems like you just admitted to a crime.
I don't know why. My mother gets really mad at the dead baby jokes. So my nephews keep telling him. Why wouldn't the shrimp share his treasure?
Wait, so the shrimp found treasure?
Why wouldn't
Gotta be
the
the
shrimp
richest shrimp in the world.
share his treasure?
I don't know.
Because he was a little shellfish. That's a great one. That's a doozy.
It sounds like you're making fun of a speech impediment.
Why do crazy people go through... Oh, I said that. When a deaf person sees someone yawn, do they think it's a scream?
No, because they can hear the vibrations.
That's the whole joke. Hey, yesterday I had a moment, which I thought could be a joke for your act, but then I thought it's not good enough for that, but it's good enough for this. It was definitely an observation. I was waiting to get on my flight, and the guy next to me was FaceTiming with somebody, and he was signing. He was deaf and signing.
Right.
I was like, wow, that is... Imagine what a breakthrough that is. 30 years ago, you don't get to see your person.
Yeah.
You could probably send some kind of coded message, even before text. I don't know. You just... Now...
That's crazy.
You can sign with this person. And then as I'm watching him, he's very aggressively signing. And I realize, I peek over, he's in a fight with this woman, probably his wife. He's fighting with his wife through FaceTime with his signing. He was like really pissed off.
Do you think that's... does that translate well with hands, or would you rather be able to shout?
I think I think with the face, like, he had a scowling look on his face, and he's aggressively giving her the business. I was like, wow, it went from what a miracle to, it's the same old shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever been, I think it wasn't, I was working with somebody else. It was early on. I worked in D.C. Mm-hmm. And you know how, like, the D.C. Improv, there's, like, a bunch of these bars next to the hotel.
You're right.
And so I had a few friends with me, and we go into this bar, and it's packed. And there's all these people talking to each other. And all of a sudden, we realize, like, there's no noise.
Uh-huh.
It's just all these people. It's almost like they're extras in a movie.
Right.
And they're telling them to just do handwork or busy work or whatever.
Right.
And we figured out it was deaf. There was some kind of deaf conference. So everyone in the entire bar was deaf, like talking, moving their mouths, but not making any noise.
Wow.
And it was like the freak, like it was like a Twilight Zone thing.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just like, there's something really weird. I don't know what
tell.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can't really... And wow, would
Amazing.
you ever think that in a million years? I guess if you were like right next to one person, but it was just seeing the whole room like this.
Yeah, you're the
just
minority.
Like...
That's amazing.
But I'm sure they want to hang out together, right? So
yeah, no, it's great, of course. Yeah, that is weird. I would love to hang out at a bar filled with deaf people.
Do you know any signs?
No, but I just like the lack of noise.
Right.
The thing that stops me from going in so many bars is just this horrible music that they play, and just like this constant beat. And I just it'd be so delightful to go someplace with some silence.
Well, that was the thing. I think it was, we go there, it's a loud song, and then there's like this 3-second break where everyone's still talking, but there's no noise.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck? Like you almost think you're having a stroke or something.
That's amazing. That's funny. Yeah, you hear the like, and then it stops. Nothing. Beautiful. All right, buddy. Where are we going? We got to go to Boston.
Boston.
We got to go to Plymouth,
New Hampshire.
That's why it's confusing.
And Beverly,
Isn't there a
Mass.
Plymouth, Mass?
Yeah, of course. That's Plymouth Rock.
That's where the Celtics played.
The Pilgrims got their boot belt, or their hat buckles.
2 great shows the end of this week. Please go review my book on Amazon. Please go see Paul's special on pauliswebsite.com. Please read a book. Please be nice to each other. Please try and make some guacamole for once. It's not hard to do.
Well, I still haven't done it.
It's not hard to do. Make something. Cook something. Enjoy your life.